back. I am Alex.
And I am Jamie.
Thanks to listeners who shared notes from the September 2025 board meeting and asked us to fact-check the following 5 items. What property does the HOA own? Whether a 3.7% inflation assumption is accurate. Whether the proposed dues increase is sufficient. Long-term cost implications for owners who plan to live in Highgate for decades. What the president meant by acknowledging the board's fault for not raising dues.
At the September 2025 meeting, the board did not provide a definitive description of HOA-owned property. So we are. In addition to Arlington County's standard real property database, the county's geographic information system maps parcels and boundaries. On screen is a geographic information system screenshot with HOA-owned parcel boundaries highlighted in yellow. We place the link to Arlington's geographic information system in the comments section.
We will pause to give you time to review the information.
At that meeting, the president also stated, the HOA owns the sidewalks around this community, beginning at the edge on Key Boulevard and going around the community. They are county-owned, but we must maintain them, and also said, we own the aprons, the grass where people park around the community. We did not find records indicating HOA ownership of sidewalks outside recorded HOA parcels. On screen is an overlay showing county right-of-way measurements, and on Colonial Court, the area the HOA owns. Excluding Colonial Court because it does not have a county right-of-way, the HOA does not own any property within these right-of-ways. Along Colonial Court, HOA ownership appears to extend from the south side of the northern curb of Colonial Court to the south edge of the southern sidewalk, approximately 29.33 feet. This includes driveway aprons on that side. On the outside ring of the community, sidewalks appear to sit within county right-of-ways, not HOA parcels. West of the HOA's boundary lines, the HOA does not own land.
In short, you should assess responsibility parcel by parcel. Where aprons and the south side sidewalk on Colonial Court fall within HOA-owned parcels, the HOA should maintain them. Where they do not, the HOA likely would not, absent a recorded easement or covenant, which we did not find.
One other item of interest from 2013 HOA meeting notes. The association has now added the plantings at the Kents and along North Ode to its list of common areas. The HOA does not own property on North Ode. For a community with a running deficit, maintaining areas the HOA does not own does not seem prudent. Listeners, what do you think about the HOA maintaining property it does not own?
Next, the board's inflation assumption of 3.7%. In the September 2025 HOA meeting, the president stated, 3.5% inflationary rate is already popping up in the economy. So 3.7%, we agreed, is a reasonable way to look at the out years.
Historical HOA figures indicate higher inflation rates. In 1998, the HOA budget was $50,000. In 2024, it was $208,000. Including the $1,800,000 assessment, this equates to approximately a 5.29% annual increase from 1998 to 2026.
For the Kent decks, estimated to cost $400,000 in 2006 versus $1,800,000 in 2026 reflects about 7.81% annualized growth.
Given those historical rates, a 3.7% planning assumption seems like a bad guess rather than a data-driven opinion.
Listeners, compare the board's assumption to the HOA's own historical trends and decide whether you agree with the board or not.
Next topic. Are dues set to $500 per quarter in 2026 with 10% annual increases adequate?
Based on the model we built, likely not.
The comments section has the link to the spreadsheet on the screen. The sheet shows the impact of $500 dues per quarter with 10% annual increases, an operating budget growth rate of approximately 5.29%, and Kent deck cost growth of approximately 7.81%. Under these inputs, The model shows an overall shortfall of $1.8 million from 2026 to 2046 when the Kent re-repair is again needed.
And that gap widens if we include items not modeled. For example, driveway aprons, colonial court street repair, front of home areas from the exterior wall forward, the cistern system, ongoing maintenance and repairs of Kent garages and Kent decks, deferred maintenance of the non-Kent areas, and contingencies.
Bottom line, the board's math does not add up. Listeners, we urge you to conduct your own research. When you do, tell us what you think. Please comment below.
What does this mean for owners who plan to remain in Highgate? As the spreadsheet shows, dues at $500 per quarter in 2026, escalating 10% annually, still leave funding gaps for known capital items. By 2046, under these assumptions, a new assessment for Kent re-repairs appears necessary.
Under the board's plan, not until 2058, with dues of $10,000 per quarter, would the HOA collect more than what the next round of Kent deck repairs is projected to cost.
For many current owners, this is their last home. For others who intend to remain in Highgate, when is enough when it comes to funding the Kents at the expense of the rest of Highgate?
This reminds us of two comments. The first is by Frank in a 2013 board meeting. Frank noted that shifting the cost of a Kent project to a capital line item would tend to shift the financial balance away from a virtual subsidy of the Kent units. In another 2013 meeting, the then HOA board president Roger stated, "The association needs a plan demonstrating that the association is providing benefits for all homes in the community, not just the Kents." A plan which, to us, seems like the non-Kent owners are still waiting for. As far back as 2013, the board recognized the imbalance of benefits provided to the Kent owners compared to the rest of the community. Listeners, what are your thoughts on this? Please comment below. Final item. In September 2025, the president stated, "We went through several years where the board did not raise dues and we got behind." Listeners are reminded that in the 11 separate years when the board did not increase dues, the association did not collect, including missed interest, $750,000. That's approximately 43% of the projected cost to repair the Kent decks. This is significant not only because of the amount, but because prior statements from the board members and supporters characterize the current situation as unforeseeable, with no specific party at fault. The president's acknowledgement changes that context, admitting the board failed to plan properly for projects outlined in the 2006 reserve study. How owners wish to address accountability under the bylaws and applicable state laws is a governance decision for you to make.
Listeners, here are the key takeaways from this episode. Property. Rely on recorded plats, deeds, and the county GIS, not the board's oral history. Ask for documentation outlining what items in the county right-of-way the HOA is responsible for. Let the board know if you think the HOA assuming responsibility for non-HOA land is fiscally sound. Inflation. The 3.7% planning rate is below the historical growth shown in HOA records. Challenge that assumption. Dues. $500 per quarter with 10% increases yields multi-million-dollar shortfalls. See our spreadsheet. Ask the board to show their math. Missed increases. Skipping a decade of dues increases left 775 and 240 unrealized, about 43% of the 2026 Kent deck cost. Hold the board accountable. Review our spreadsheet, run your own scenarios, and form your own conclusions.
We'll link references and the model in the episode notes. Thank you for listening.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie.
Like, subscribe, and share this video with your Highgate neighbors.
And keep an eye out for our next video regarding enforcement of HOA rules.